Oh, fun.
Art, when you play the music, I'll let the people in. Welcome back to the Voices of Women Summit, where, in honor of International Women's Day 2026, we are raising the voices of hundreds of women so their messages can be heard. Your host for this session is Kimberly Crow. Kimberly is the founder of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel and the creator of the Voices of Women Summit. She's got another amazing guest coming right up. Take it away, Kimberly. Oh my gosh, are we going to have so much fun? My dear bestie friend is Jennifer Takagi. She's here with me today on the diamond track, going wild. This is going to be an amazing talk. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I'm excited for this talk because when we first started talking, when I first started hearing about your approach to 12 minutes to win, I was enraptured. I'm like, I want to know all about this. Everybody can squeeze 12 minutes into their life to make amazing things happen and get stuff done. And I love your approach to this. But before we get into it and how they can do the 12 minutes to win, tell us your story. How did you become such an expert on the 12 minutes to win coach?
So, actually, it started with you in Jamaica on a beautiful late night in Jamaica. It wasn't late, it was 10 o'clock. But I told you that I'd written this book, 12 Minutes to Win, Reach Your Goals in 12-minute increments. And you were like, oh my God, tell me more. And so the question becomes, why 12 minutes? There are so many minutes in a day. And I'm a certified Jack Canfield Success Principles trainer. And the first principle is take 100% responsibility of your life. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do. I'm super responsible. And then he's like, well, if you're ever late, that's showing you're not responsible. If you don't do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, that's not being responsible. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I don't take 100% responsibility 100% of the time. So then he moved into if 100% is too much, take 5% more. And I
Ooh.
didn't know what 5% was. And I became very enraged that I couldn't figure out what 5% was. And I started looking at my life and like how my days were broken up. And it was like 8 to noon, 1 to 5, 6 to 10. And it was like, that's it. My day's broken up into 5 minute or 12 minute or 4 hour increments. And 4 hours is 240 minutes. 5% of that is 12 minutes. So it was like, okay, so if I'm going to take 5% more responsibility for one area of my life, I could do that for 12 minutes. And that's 5% more in a 4 hour period. So if I'm at work, I could clear out emails. I could clear out an inbox. I could commit to replying to some emails. As an entrepreneur, like we get caught up in social media. I need to do a social media post. Okay, fine. Spend 12 minutes on that social media post. So I just kind of became known as the 12-minute coach and like how to do things in 12-minute increments. But it's a little bit deeper than that. And that's when I came up with the WIN methodology, which kind of like brings it all together. But it all started with the success principles and trying to figure out what 5% was.
Well, I think 12 minutes seems like it's doable. I remember when I was training for cycling and I was going to do a 50-mile bike race. And I was like, okay, anybody can do anything as fast as they like, ride as fast as you can. Anybody can do anything for 1 minute. But I feel like anybody can do anything for 12 minutes works as well. I think like if you want to write a book, if you just are like, today, 12 minutes on my book. I feel like that's an achievable number, something that people can wrap their minds around. It's not like, oh, I'm going to spend 4 hours on it or I'm going to dedicate a day to it. Just 12 minutes. I think people can commit to that. And I think that in our fast paced society, having that 12 minutes of focused time could be really powerful.
Well, it is really powerful. And 12 minutes a day, every day for 365 days is 73 hours. So the
Wow.
question is, when was the last time you spent 73 hours uninterrupted working on one thing? And the
Oh, I was
answer
gonna
is
say on
you
anything,
haven't.
I probably binge watched a Netflix episode for 73 hours, but I don't think that
Okay.
counts.
Well, I mean, we have, like, we have together, we have done that. But let's back up just a little bit because this falls into a really nice little framework of the WIN methodology. So the W is for wire your brain and wire your brain for success. So when you think about wiring your brain, the first thing that really is impactful is what is your identity? And if you don't have the identity of a successful person as a speaker, like I didn't come out of the womb speaking like you did, Kimberly. I was tongue tied till I was 2. And then they had to literally clip my tongue. And my dad said, yeah, she didn't speak for 2 years. And once we clipped her tongue, she never shut up. And that's true. Like I own it. It's true. It really is true. It took me a little while, but I finally got there. But that's my identity. That's who I am. I have friends and they're like, you're going to give a keynote speech? Are you ready? Well, not really, but it'll be fine. And they're like, oh my God, I'm panicked for you. And I'm like, it'll be fine. And it was great. Like every time it's great. So it's what is your identity? And if you're struggling with stepping into who you want to be, you've got to clear up that identity piece. And one way to approach it and get started is start monitoring your thoughts. Like, do you say I'm a klutz? Do you say I'm stupid? Do you say I can't speak? Do you say I'm a terrible writer? Those little negative things that you say naturally, I'm just going to put to you, why don't you start jotting those down? What are those negative things you say to yourself? Flip them over and make them positive. I walk purposefully. I am a good writer. I can be a good writer. Like you may not even want to, that may not even be on your list, right? But take the negative and convert it into the positive. Then there's a fun little app called Think Up, and it's free. And they actually will put music behind your affirmations, your positive thoughts, and you literally start rewiring your brain so that you can become that new identity. You can do it on your phone, on your voice notes, voice recorder that you have on your phone. That works beautifully. That's great. But if you want a little music and to zhuzh it up a little bit, get Think Up. And then like they have free music. And so you're listening to your affirmations and it's music and it shifts them up. Like it's not all in one order. But that's the first step. Like wire your brain for success with a new identity of how you want to show up in the world because you get to pick that. So that's the W. I is imagine the future. And this all goes back to your intention. What do you intend to do? What do you intend to create? Who do you intend to influence and to impact? And so when you start looking at your intention, you can start imagining what it would be like to do that. So when I was little, I'm the youngest of four, and my sister, that's just 3 years older than me, we live in Oklahoma, and we would lay on the grass and look at the clouds. And you've heard the song Oklahoma, the wind comes sweeping down the plains. It's true, it's legit. We'd be looking at the clouds, and I'd go, ah, look, Melissa. And I'm, of course, the little sister, right? You don't know anything, little sister. I'd say, look, there's an elephant. And she'd say, there's not an elephant. And I'm like, yes, it's right there. And by the time I get the words out, the wind has already like blown it away and it's like not there. I'm imagining and I'm seeing those clouds and I'm creating that reality with what I see. That my reality isn't her reality.
Mm.
And a lot of times we give up on our dreams, we give up on our intentions, we give up on imagining our perfect day because somebody else told us we couldn't, or it wouldn't work, or isn't that stupid? So you've got to surround yourself with, the best people who are going to support you. You don't have to share every dream with everybody in your life. I recommend against it actually. And You get the opportunity, you have the blessing, the opportunity to map out what your life looks like, what you want it to be. And the more clear you can get on that, the more concise, the more opportunity it has to happen. After I left the federal government and became a speaker and a coach, I found a piece of paper in one of my folders I brought home from me. And it was some kind of goal setting exercise. And it was like goals, short term, long term, 3 to 6 months, 3 to 5 years. And on this piece of paper, I put, I want to leave the government early. I want to, I want to become a coach, and I want to speak from stage, and how I was going to do it. And it was within 3 to 5 years. I think actually it was probably more like 7, but I found that and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had written that down. So, writing down the day of your dreams, the life of your dreams, where do you want to live? Who do you want to be there? What kind of car do you want to drive? Or do you not even want a car? Do you want a driver? Somebody said, oh, I want an airplane. And I was like, man, that's too much trouble. But you know what I want to be able to do? I want to be able to just hire a plane to fly me to where I want to go, right? Like I don't need to own it, but I want to be able to just hire it. So that's imagining your future. And again, the more color you can put into that cloud elephant, the better. Like, right? And it's your dream, it's your vision. And you can bring it down to a day in the life. And again, you can record the day in my life when I wake up. Are you at a beach? Can you hear the ocean? Are you in the mountains? Is it a snowy place? Is it a warm place?
Definitely
Who's
not snowy.
there? Huh?
Definitely not snowy for me.
Yeah. So it what it is for you. So you can start building this out. And so then you get to you now have your big dream, right? You have your identity that I can do this. You've got your intention. This is what I want. This is what I want to build. This is how I want to show up. And then you freeze because
Ooh.
that goal is really big. And
And
then
now
all
you
of a
got to get to the
sudden,
how, and that's where you get
yeah, and
stuck.
then it's scary. And then, oh my God, I don't know what to do. That's where the 12 minutes really comes in and can help propel you to where you want to be. You can take that big, beautiful goal and ask yourself, what is the first step I can take towards this? Make it little, make it small, make it something you can actually do in 12 minutes, that first little step. So, oftentimes, especially in the entrepreneurial space, it'll come up, oh, I want to write a book. Well, that's a little daunting. So, I had somebody ask me, how am I going to write this book? And I said, well, the first thing I would do is write down a list of things you could possibly write a book about. And he goes, okay, great. So then what? Do I just sit and stare at my computer for 12 minutes every day till an idea comes? No, not quite. So now you've got this list of ideas. Your next 12 minutes, go through that list as quickly as possible and circle the 3 things that jump off the page for you. Boom, that's the next 12 minutes. The next 12 minutes would be seeing if you think those 3 go together to be in one book or if they're 3 separate things. Okay, so pick one to get started. And then you can start making a list of what stories could I possibly tell to support that idea, to create, to put in this book. The next one, pick one story and write it out. So you're making progress, and as you make progress, momentum builds on momentum. And yeah, your 12 minutes is up, and then what? Oh, you have a little more time, do another 12. If you set aside 45 minutes or an hour for something, you're just going to jack around and think about it for the first 40, and then you're going to spend 5 minutes trying to get it done. So just break it down into something little, and then you can actually do it. So that is where the 12 minutes came from. And I've heard back from people on the things they've been able to accomplish because they're doing it in little shorter bursts, but uninterrupted and highly focused.
highly focused and uninterrupted. I totally agree with. I think that I shared with you that when I heard about this the first time, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go for 12 minutes. And after 12 minutes, if I don't want to do it anymore, I will quit. And I will tell you, I was on that stair machine for like 8 minutes and I was like, when is it going to be 12? When is it going to be 12? And then I got listening to my iPod and I got listening to like distracted or whatever. And I looked down and it was like 16. And I was like, ooh, I'm already 4 minutes into another 12. And it's so motivating because you just get that, like, you get that thing where you're not going to let yourself quit in those first 12 minutes. And then you've got momentum behind you. And I think that's really powerful. And if at the end of that 12 minutes, you're like, and I'm done, that's great. You did 12 more minutes than you would have done if you didn't do it. If you are feeling good and energized about it, then you can do another round of 12 minutes. And I will tell you that after that, when I was at like 16, I thought I can do this next section of 12 because it's only, do the math, eight later, eight more, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
that's doable now. But if I just had said, oh, I'm only going to do 12 and then quit right at 12, that would have been okay too. But that next 12 was like, I think I can do two 12s today. And that's super motivating. And then it was really powerful. It was a good day at the gym. I ended up doing more than that, but that was one of those days where I was like, I don't even want to walk in. I was sitting in my car going, go in, Kimberly, go in. And I was like, totally didn't want to go in. But I don't know if that's probably just me. I'm probably the only one who's ever felt like that when they went to the gym. Everybody else probably just runs in. It's like, yay, me, I get to go to the gym today. Not me, not that day. Anyway,
I don't really think so. I don't think so. But that, I mean, you make a valid point. You got so far and then you kept going. So something happens in your brain when you quit keeping promises to yourself.
when
So
you
you
quit on
say, I
yourself.
promise I'm going to go to the gym every single day and work out for an hour. And then you don't. You literally have conditioned your brain and told your brain, I'm not the kind of woman who does what I say I'm going to do. And then your subconscious is not going to support you in any way on the next thing you want to do because you're not the kind of woman who does what you say you're going to do.
Mm,
So if you
that's
break it down into little bitty increments and you build that muscle of, I am the kind of woman who does what I say I'm going to do, your subconscious will build up and help support you moving forward to do that. So it's very important that you do what you say you're going to do, and you're the kind of woman, and the men that we have on here too, that does what you say you're going to do versus not.
I think that's so powerful. Jennifer, thank you so much for this. I don't know if we got the whole win methodology. So W is wire your brain. I is imagine the future. What's the N?
Next steps, never give up. And those are the
Ah,
12 minutes. What are the next steps?
next steps. All right. So imagine the future. And then what are your next steps? What's your first best step? What's the next step that you can take to make that dream come true that you've just imagined? And wiring your brain for success is super powerful. And I think as we reinforce that by living up to our promises that I can do this for at least 12 minutes, I can do it, right? And if you live up to that promise, then you reinforce that you are a person of your word, that you are going to do the things you say you're going to do. And the micro commitments, ooh, it's such a good word. I love that. Micro commitments is really a wonderful way to get down a path fairly quickly. This has been fantastic. You actually have a really cool gift in this vein for our audience. It is a three-part audio series. Is that right?
It is. I go over the win methodology a little bit more. And because it's audio, when you go to the gym, you can listen to it. When you go on a walk, you can listen to it. When you're doing the dishes, when you're cooking dinner, all the things that you just normally would do, you can listen to it and just reinforce it. And every time you listen to it, it'll just spark a new idea for something you can do to reach your goals in 12-minute increments.
I was just talking with Kelly Hetherington, and we were talking about some of the things that you've implemented recently, and being able to make magic happen in your life. And I think that's true. It's just when you listen to Jennifer's voice, it sort of carries you away, and you're like, okay, I can do this. It's very positive, very upbeat. And I do think that this is an excellent methodology for everybody to at least give a try to. So grab her gift when you get it. Please put "I got it" in the chat box so that we know that the link worked and you were able to download or get access to the audio files. While they are doing that, Jennifer, tell us about your gift for the VIPs.
Yes, I did a workshop on how to become a money magnet, and it's more of how to wire your brain for success. I also am an energy healer. You may not know that about me. I know you do, Kimberly. But sometimes we want to do the thing, but we can't do the thing. And it's because we have trapped emotions and these blocks holding us back that we don't even know are there. So, in this workshop, I actually clear trapped emotions for participants that are on. And if you rewatch it and you're like, ooh, that sounds like me, you can set your intention and you can clear that for yourself too. So you learn the techniques and you do it for yourself. So,
Well,
oh, look,
I'm
it looks
super
like people got the gift. So awesome.
I know, but the link didn't drop, and I'm glad that's why we checked because the link didn't drop when we expected it to. So when I didn't see that I got it, I was like, "Oh, I got to go grab that, make that happen." So looks
Yeah.
like Margie got it, and some of you may be grabbing it now. I appreciate you giving the feedback on that. No link this time around, so I appreciate that. Yes, the VIP gift is how to become a money magnet. If you want the access to that, you can grab it now for just 97 bucks. There's so much value in this VIP package because all of the women were so generous in being able to give these extra gifts in here. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. All right, our next speaker up. You guys are going, you ladies and gentlemen, are going to love our next speaker. Her name is Uma Bamboo. She's 13 years old. Her first talk ever was on the Voices of Women Summit when she was 9, and we're delighted to have her back to tell some of her success stories. She's going to be talking about what would you do, scenarios, situations, and solutions teens face. I love this because she's speaking on something that's passionate from her heart and then also showing up proud as a woman with a voice. But before we get there, Jennifer, one final word from you for our crew.
You are destined for more success than you ever dreamed possible. And now it's time to just step into it.
I love it. All right, we're going to dance on out of here with some music, and we will see you all back at the bottom of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kimberly Crow.
Wow, that was an amazing speaker. For replays of this talk and all the talks, plus an incredible gift bundle, upgrade to VIP now. If you have any questions or problems during the summit, you can always email our support team at support@voicesofwomensummit.com. Stay tuned. We have another fantastic speaker coming right up.